Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
it's Thursday already. Can you believe it?
No.
It's Thursday.
No, it is. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
it is
it's
30.
Thursday.
All of a sudden I was thinking it was Wednesday.
No, we did
But-
Wednesday already,
Wow.
right?
Yeah, I guess I did play pickleball today.
Yeah,
At
you
the-
did.
And we did live and unscripted yesterday.
Yes, totally.
Hey, it's Thursday. Oh my gosh. How did that like escape me?
I don't know. It's just one of those things. We got talking about brick background, colorful brick colorful brick backgrounds. Say that 10 times fast. I dare you.
Colorful brick
Send me a video.
Backgrounds. Wow.
Oh my gosh, right? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Colorful brick backgrounds.
Colorful.
Brick background.
Okay. So,
Yeah, we want to see your videos saying that. One time fast.
yeah.
Try 10.
Yeah.
We should
Challenge
make
thrown.
challenge thrown. And here's the deal. If you do it, we'll
Send you stickers.
We'll send you stickers. Yes, we will. We might even have a contest.
There we go.
I love it.
Okay.
All right, it's Thursday, which means it's the Creative Unraveling Pinkcast with Leah as your host.
Hello. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
I don't know. I'm in kind of one of those moods. I'm not quite feeling super awesome, but I'm not like dead. So I'm like in this weird.
It's good that she's not dead.
You know, like when you feel like you feel bad, but
No.
like getting up is like an effort.
It's not that she feels bad. Her body feels icky.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good in her body.
Yeah.
But this is what we bring people alive here. So like
I feel good. I think my head feels good. Things are good, but my body's like, I don't want to do it.
yeah,
So.
I've had a few of those days in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like after the weekend, we spent the weekend down in southern Utah.
Yeah.
And we spent about 3.5 days there, and just there was a lot of stuff. And on Tuesday, I was like, or Monday afternoon, Tuesday, I'm like, I don't feel very good.
Yeah.
I loved the reminder of like, hey, there's been a lot of emotional stuff, and the reminder that emotional stuff plays out in our physical bodies. So
Yeah.
if you got stuff going on, just check in, like where are you at emotionally? What's been going on? And continue to show up for yourself, but rest. Take a tubby with some bubbles, and
I think
a
that's
nap
a challenge, right? Like when you're so accustomed to go a bajillion miles an hour, to rest feels like you're being unproductive. You're not, you're being
Yes.
selfish. You could be doing
Yes.
500 other things.
And this
with
is
that
your
time.
permission right here to be selfish, to take care of yourself, because all of that stuff that you think you need to be doing to be productive is only probably going to be half-assed because you don't feel good or you're not in a good headspace. Like, this is your permission to play. Like, before we got on, it's been just running through my head of like the suggestions we've been getting from people outside of ourselves of how we should do business, and that we have to have businessy things attached and blah, blah, blah. And really, we teach people how to come alive and come home through creativity and play. And it's like, what? This is your permission to play, just to play, and to recognize that you're going to be far more healthy and productive in all of the things that you do because you took the time for yourself and just played. You just played. Or you took a tubby because you didn't feel good.
Yeah.
Or you took a nap. You don't have to let your body break down or cause illness or injury. You can learn to do it for yourself, and we're here to help you do that. And this is one of the ways.
Yeah. Well, and just think of the ways that we attach so much worth and our value to how productive we are, and those metrics, and
so guilty. Like, I'm so guilty of that, or have been so guilty of that.
So before we get into more chattiness, which I love, this is why I love the Pinkcast, because I started painting maybe about 10 years ago as a way to just find ways to express and calm what I realized was maybe anxiety. I say maybe because I look at just in some of the learnings that I've had in the last little while is was it really anxiety, or was I just like putting so much pressure? We were watching Queer Eye last night.
I'm all about this line of thinking and health reasoning for ourselves. Just FYI.
Yeah, and just, you know, was it really that I had anxiety, or was it that I was just putting so much pressure on myself and not allowing myself to take time to rest? But painting is what brought me a sense of calm and disconnecting from. It gave me a place to not be in my head, but more in my body and on the page. So that's why I love doing this stuff. So if you wanted to participate, you need paintbrush. It can be acrylic or watercolor. Yeah, if you find,
we're using watercolor today.
Yeah.
That's Michael's if you're in Idaho or Utah.
What did I say?
You said Michael's.
Yeah.
Are there Michael's everywhere?
Yeah.
Okay, go to Michael's.
Yeah, they're in Canada.
We don't get paid to say that, but we should talk to them.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so go to Michael's, or even Walmart has a pretty good selection now.
Really, just go to your local like crafting store, and they'll probably have some assortment of brushes that you can choose from. That,
you know what, I should probably put together
I was going to say, let's do a video on
and put it on the Creative Unraveling page where these replays are put there. So that will be a project for me to put together.
I love it. Take a tubby, 100%.
Stealing that. Who is that?
I want to know who's saying that. Who are you? I can't see your name.
So you need some water, some watercolors, and 140 pound cold press. You can do it with hot press too. Just watercolor paper.
There we go.
So
keep talking. I'm trying to find this live.
I like to tape down my page. I don't use the fancy stuff. I find painter's tape works just fine. So like this, you can grab at your you can grab at your dollar stores.
Wait. Oh, what? That was just gonna put my face there, but that didn't work. Okay, I tried to be cool. It didn't work very well.
Okay, how about that? Okay. So I'm gonna switch over. We're gonna totally just. I am not always a fan of a finished product.
What do you mean finished?
So what I mean by that is like you're gonna paint a bird today, or you're gonna do a landscape today.
Tell us why. Like I actually really love this thinking because again, it's part of what we do just naturally, and we're trying to share it with you.
Yeah, part of that is just because I never learned to paint that way. It was a lot of experimentation, a lot of just curiosity and
that's
following.
Like life.
Yeah, right. I learned a lot about life actually through painting, and the mistakes and what they teach you, and just allowing things to flow. Watercolor is really challenging because it kind of does whatever it wants.
Drive me bonkers because we work with the perfectionist. Like I talk about the perfectionist in me, and the watercolors just bring it out.
Yeah, well, and it does, because if there's how much water you should have on the page, and do you have enough paints, do you have the right paper, and there's just so many variables, and watercolor kind of does whatever it wants,
right? And I get caught up in like, mine doesn't look like hers, and that part's been really cool, just to recognize, like, the reminder of we're not necessarily doing a scene, we're just learning how to be with the medium and the brushes and the paint, and to let them bring stuff out. Like, I've loved that piece of it. So I thank you for teaching it and telling our audience what that is.
I think the most important part is learning some skills. Actually, it's really just showing up. And we went to go see your mom yesterday, and I love the reminder of, it's just a piece of paper. It says nothing about you. And oh shoot, you can get another piece of paper. Like, there's several, and you can cut them in half. Did my mom say it
was just a piece of paper?
Yeah, someone she follows says that. Like, Diane. If she makes a mistake, it's totally okay. It's just a piece of paper, and you can grab another one and start again. So I love that reminder.
And it goes back to like the commission pieces that you've been doing. She has 6 commission pieces that she's been working on, and P.S. they are fabulous. They're watercolored, but one of them, I think it took 4 tries. 4 pieces of paper. And we talked about this last week on here, is that if they weren't a waste, like, you were in the practice of what you're doing, and every mistake page like brought the concept into more clear, like, wait, this isn't just, it's not quite like I can see it, but it's not quite here yet. And the final product is like, bam,
Yeah.
bam.
Thank you.
It's not a mistake.
It's not.
You're learning, you're growing. And
well, absolutely. Like even just proportion or colors, like how the colors go together, or this doesn't look good there. And I'm
seriously, the finished
really
piece
cool.
is like, it's spanking awesome.
Yeah. I love it. So I'm going to switch over here. No, I need you to add my camera. There we go.
Countdown camera. Ta-da!
Okay. So
do we need the mouse here? Can you
no, you can move the mouse. That's
mouse.
totally fine. Part of me wants to do like a little experiment.
Of course it does.
There's a technique called wet on wet and then like dry and then with your wet paint. So wet on wet is that you wet your paper and do the thing. And then the dry is that your paper is dry, but you bring your wet paint.
Wait, how do you have a dry paper if you've wet your paper?
Well, I was thinking of doing it half and half just to see how the effect is different.
Okay. Are you guys ready? You ready for this experiment? Let's go.
Experiment.
Do you need a bigger brush?
I think so, just to spread the water.
Too bad. You have them all over there.
Okay.
Unless you want this one.
Yeah, that'll work. Perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to wet, just dump. So one
just
way to
dump the water.
You don't want too much water.
Her say that.
You need to be able to see some of the texture in your paper.
Did we put mine on the right way?
Yeah. You got lots of texture there.
No, it just
so you like if
yours.
you look at an angle at your paper, you'll see that it's shiny. And then I'm keeping this side dry. So I don't have a pen to do that with.
There's a pencil right here, or do you need a pen?
It doesn't have to be a pen. So I'm going to just do dry and then wet. Oh, that's
she wrote that on. Oh, you can see it. She wrote on the paper.
It's not very clear, but that's okay. We can do the. Do you want to do it monochromatic?
Sure. Yes.
Like one color.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it with one color. And all that means is like different.
Will you tell what brush you're using?
I'm using a mop brush. It's one of my smaller mop brushes, but I love the point on it.
Do you have my mop brush?
Yeah, it should be in there.
No. She stole it.
I didn't know
again.
it. I put your name on it, so I wouldn't steal it. Seriously.
It's okay.
Oh, no, it's here.
It just will work, I think, bigger than this one.
There you
go. Okay. That was chilly.
Oh.
I actually like the mop brushes.
They hold more water, like a mop.
Like a mop. But this one's like about the same size.
Here we go.
Okay.
I'm going to do warm colors just because I'm feeling kind of today. So
I'm going to do like bright in your face colors.
Nice. Ooh, you're going the neons. I love it. Okay, so I'm just going to start in the middle. Nice. I'm going with a circular pattern.
Well, you're still doing the...
Yeah.
Just the...
I'm still doing the pattern.
Gosh. Okay.
Gosh. I'm just doing it this way.
Okay, see? I don't get it. Do I not have enough water on my page?
Maybe.
This is the part that drives me bonkers.
But look at how it changes. See how it's like all like here?
No, okay. Yours is doing that. Mine is not.
It is though. Look. It is spreading.
Okay. Learning. I'm learning.
That's right. So I'm going to just go in again with the same color. Just going to keep going.
I got mine really bright this time, except they're all blending together. That's amazing. Okay.
You can go in. It's because it's wet. Do you notice these ones are not?
Yeah, I was just noticing how a couple of them did decide to balloon out, and now they look like one big balloon.
Love it. There's just something about like, I call this like a loose kind of pattern just because there's no fine lines, but I wanted to show kind of the difference of what that looks like. This is a really great
Okay,
opportunity.
wait. Now, you're laying down that second color, but is it next to or on top of the first one?
I put it just beside it.
Kind of next to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a really great opportunity to play with the different edges of your brush. So notice here, this is more narrow. Here I have more of a point to it. And I just kind of, I rotate my brush to get a different stroke. And what that will do is give you some practice with what your brush can do. Excuse me.
Oh, that's something.
That's something. Oh, I love it. I know sometimes that's challenging, the moments, but I think it's so important to have those moments when you're learning something new. But it can be uncomfortable because we want it to look a certain way, or we want it to work for us.
I want it to work like I see it work on your page.
It could just be like a water thing. Like, I'm not sure how much water you have on your brush. It could be.
Like, did you want to measure it?
Measure. I don't know that I could. Really. See how it's drying. See,
that's ballooning now.
But
right
that's
now,
the thing. That's the thing, right? Like,
yes, that's the thing.
That's why I wanted to do it dry and wet, so you can kind of see the difference of the different effect that you can get that way. Uh-huh. Keep telling me that. Maybe I'll believe you one of these days.
It's funny because it feels like mine, like the page maybe needs more water is kind of what I'm thinking, because it's not ballooning on the wet. Like it's dried now.
It's still wet here. Oh, it is dry here.
Yeah, it's just not ballooning like I think it should be ballooning. And by ballooning, I mean like spreading out once it hits the page. So I'm going to just play a little bit here. Oh, did you hear what I just said?
I totally heard what you said. I love it. That's the whole point. That's the whole thing. I'm going to go the opposite way. See, I can take the same paintbrush and make fine lines, or if I push down a little bit more, I get a different shape. If I really push down to use the full length of my brush, I was thinking the other day I saw someone doing postcards. I thought that would be such a neat idea as a way to repurpose these paintings. You know, send a painting to a friend and, you know, send a little message.
That'd be cool.
Right?
That would be cool for you guys too.
Or you can put, you know, like a favorite quote or something that stands out for you. Some sort of encouragement to remind you to play. Pickles always remind me of my mom. It's one of those things that remind me to to experiment and not get caught up in things being a certain way. For backstory, as a kid, one of our favorite snacks growing up was pickles and popcorn juice. It sounds so silly to say it out loud. But my mom would get this like a cup and a spoon and put pickle juice in it, and then she'd take popcorn and just like pop it in there. Like I'm like, I don't even know where she got that idea, but it always Like I loved it as a kid, and it was soggy and pickly and
The soggy part sounds disgusting.
yeah, but it was awesome. Like
But what do we put
loved
in
it.
ours? Like jalapeno butter.
I mean, that's amazing. Let's
Oh wow.
let's remember that's super amazing. So yeah, but I think of that now, and one, it makes me laugh, and two, it just reminds me to experiment. Um, People will talk about how I eat things and the combinations
Are you
that
referring
I have.
to me?
No, you're not the only one.
Oh, okay, good.
Believe
Because
me,
I was like,
you're not the only
we had
one.
this discussion last night.
But it's something that people often say to me. You know, like weird combinations, and I'm like, how do you know? You haven't tried it. Um,
Okay, time out. She just slaps a bunch of stuff in a bowl.
that's not always true.
That is very true.
But it
And
matches.
it for you.
You haven't tried it.
No, I have tried some things. I have tried some things, and I have to say, like some things have been good. Some things I haven't been willing to try.
But if you did, they would probably be good.
I mean, we were driving and we had Dots pretzels. I would highly recommend Dots pretzels. We should see if they'll sponsor us too.
Right.
And we were using Dots pretzels as a spoon
For yogurt.
for yogurt, vanilla yogurt. I was like,
Oh, so
I don't
good.
want to do this vanilla bean yogurt. But you know what?
It
Was
was
actually
amazing.
pretty good.
Because there's the saltiness and the crunchy. I mean, they have yogurt covered pretzels. Like, it's a thing. So, yeah, that one went pretty quick.
Oh, really? For you?
I mean, you can go in with another shade. Maybe that's just what I'll do. Or go over your original and do the same kind of thing. It's just kind of watching what the paint does. Now it's dry, so it's not going to have the same effect. The thing
Is it really just a practice in just being with what you're with in the moment?
yeah, I totally believe that. Some days when I'm not wanting to show up to paint, it's often like one of those things. If I just have a scrap page and I have no expectations on it, and I just let myself
Okay,
play.
that piece. How do you have no expectations on it? Because that piece, seriously, or how do you sit down and do it with no expectation? I guess it's like today, but you kind of gave us a guide, and that was helpful for me. But it's still challenging for me.
How to go with no expectations.
To just sit down with a blank piece of paper in front of you, and do the thing.
Well, the blank piece of paper is like every moment in life. Legit.
Tell me more.
It's every moment that we have. It's a blank piece of paper. We don't know how that moment's going to go. We can have an intention for it. We can, you know, try and plan for it. But ultimately, what's going to happen in that moment is a combination of so many factors that most of them you can't even control. And the only thing that you control is your attitude. And I think that's where, you know, celebrating, you know, we talked about celebration yesterday.
Celebrating all wins. Yeah. Well, yeah, yesterday in Live and Unscripted, we talked about celebrating life, why we're still living. That was as part of why we went to Utah, was a celebration of life.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, right? Like I can look at it like, oh my gosh, I made a mistake, or oh, it's not looking very good, or you know, or I could be like, oh man, check out the shape that paintbrush. You know, it's kind of how you talk about, you know, the ice cracking and how that's so, what's that called? It just livens your sensory.
Totally makes me feel like a little kid.
Yeah.
Like when I'm stepping on it, and
or when you're looking out at the moon and you're just like wow. Right? It's those moments, but like in a hyper focused scale, like of being an experimenter. When I talk about no expectation, I think what I'm actually saying is be an experimenter and lead with curiosity.
That part's pretty cool.
If you title or declare the piece, you committed to those parameters. Let outflow until you're done, then name it.
Ooh, I like that. Who wrote that? Why is it not? There we go.
Oh, it is Corey.
Of course.
Yeah, I love that, Corey.
Title or declare the piece, you're committed to those parameters. Dang, Corey, that's some serious.
Yeah, I love that, Corey.
Is that what you do with the work that you do, Corey, out in the? Oh, thank you. Out in the forge and the metal and stuff that you work with. Wow,
I love how you said that. If you title or declare the piece, you committed to those parameters. It's like what?
It's the expectation piece. Like my definition for expectations is premeditated resentments. Like, and I think that's how I feel sometimes. I really appreciate that. Is I have in my mind an expectation of what it should look like, and when it doesn't, I feel resentful or angry.
I think if anymore.
Maybe.
I think it's important not to look at it like it's a waste of time. I think sometimes that was challenging for me, starting that piece over 4 times.
I even felt that for you, like, oh my gosh, this is taking so much time and you're having to do it. Like, I felt a little bit of that for you.
But like you said, there's value in that.
Absolutely.
And I think if we don't get attached to the metrics that we started this with, it gives us the grace to just let it flow, like Corey said. Let it flow until you're done, and then name it, right? Let the piece be what it's going to be before you start telling it what it should be. And I think that's part of why I don't like having a specific, I'm going to teach you this today, because it never turns out the same. Like I can have this intention of, I'm going to teach you this, but I'll be honest, I get sidetracked because things fascinate me in the process and I have to try it.
And it doesn't help that I'm sitting next to her to distract her with my comments. And
no, but it's one of those things, like, for me, it's a play thing. Like when I'm in that process or in that flow, I'm allowing inspiration to be the guide. All the things.
It's so easy for me to do that with words and with like physical activity, but to do it in this space is like, it's more challenging for me.
Which is so important that you do it, because it'll open up different parts of your mind, and because you're not practiced here and because it's uncomfortable, it's gonna push those edges for you and draw in even more connections that you wouldn't have made because you're doing something different. Oh.
I love the messages we get from the people who love us. So thank you for the messages that you guys send us. It's pretty amazing. I had a question in regards to like how I'm trying to remember what it was because it was kind of fleeting and then I got distracted. Gina Marie. Tell me, Karen, tell me about Gina Marie. What this is. Yeah, I've mostly enjoyed doing this. Sometimes I look at the work that I've done in the past and I'm like, oh, I did that.
Right? Like, isn't that the best feeling?
Yeah, I did that. And I just would really appreciate for myself, like hearing from you, like what are the things that when you sit down in front of that blank page give you just like the moments, and are you able to let yourself go and play, and how do you do that, and what does that look like for you? I would personally love to hear that.
I love that. Sam's what? Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
She was on Live and Unscripted a couple weeks ago, and I
Last
remember.
week.
No, was it last week?
I thought it was last week.
Oh wow, weeks are going fast. Yeah, it was last week because we got the banana bread, which was amazing.
Which
by the
was
way,
amazing.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh,
We shared it out with my kiddos in Utah, and they loved it as well.
yeah, it was super yummy. But on Samantha's page, if you check out Lucky, oh my gosh, Lucky's Goodies.
Like
That's
it's got
what it is.
goodies in it.
Yes.
Goodies.
She
They are
shared, what's it called? It was a painting that she had done. And I love how you talked about the process in that. One that was challenging and you kept going back to it. And maybe it was on your personal page. I don't know. I'll have to, oh no, here it is. Yeah, so you have to check out this painting. It's super, super cool that Sam did.
Oh, that one, yeah.
But I love how she talks about in that several times during that painting, you second guess every step that you're going to make. You have to really feel the piece. You know, it's a mental battle. You have moments where you doubt yourself and your work. And I love
it's incredible.
The true and the true magic is to never give up. It doesn't matter how many days or attempts something may take you. It's the beauty in the art you created that matters. Never give up and always do the things you love to do.
Like it's incredible. Thank you, Sam, for that.
So I love that.
Leah, thanks for this today. Like
I love where you took that.
I want to judge it, honestly. Like
What?
I really have to check in with that piece of me of, again, it's like what we talked about. I don't know if it was last week or 2 weeks ago, how coming back from Canada, I recognize how much judgment is still a part of my world. And this is one of those places that I still really want to judge myself harshly and be like, yeah, but it should look like something else. And whereas in other parts of my world, I'm totally okay to just let it be whatever it is. And so
do you think that's because it's on a paper and like, you know, our clout or our, you know, I think of resumes or I think of certificates or I think of all those things in our lives that give us clout and it's on a piece of paper. Like, I wonder sometimes if it's the paper aspect and
maybe like makes
it visible.
Clout is one of the things that me personally, I don't necessarily believe in. Friends, I just feel like we're just taught so many things and ways to do things that make other people happy. And really our goal is to just teach you how to find happiness inside of yourself, doing the things that you love, speaking your heart and your voice and doing them because you love them and then putting them out in the world. And whether it's speaking or baking or creating or painting or weightlifting or snowman building, whatever it is, maybe it's how you mow the grass, I don't know, but you do it in a way that feels good to you, and then you stick it out there and you watch who comes to it. And so that's what we're about here, is just bringing you home to yourself and doing it through creativity and play and really fun activities, and saying to you, this is your permission to play and your permission to create. Even if you want to judge yourself.
But like, this is like a tubby, Jen. This is
no,
one of those
this
places.
Is not like a tubby for me. I'm listening.
No,
I'm listening. Tell me.
But what I'm saying is, like, because it's not a productive thing or there's no outcome
in that way. Yeah.
That it could be a way for to unravel in a different way. But I think sometimes because it's not turning out like something that you would want to frame or whatever, like.
And I have to remind myself that there is probably at least one person out there who will be like, oh my gosh, you did that. Thanks, Mom. I don't even know my mom would say that, but whoa.
Yeah, it's drippy.
I guess if it's drippy and it drips, it drips. This is what I came up with today.
See? Ta-da! I think that's so fun and whimsical, and I love the colors you chose.
I do too. I just chose a lot of the bright colors.
Yeah.
But they just thank you that you give us the opportunity to come to the paint and to the page and the brushes and just the opportunity to learn how to use them that way. because I know you have other cool things you can teach us, and she will. We'll do other like actual pictures. We won't name them till the end though. Thank you, Corey. And just that reminder to just come be.
Show up.
Oh, just come be in your own way that feels good for you, and maybe it's in your way that just might not feel good for you, but is actually good for you. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
This is just permission to do it differently. To
And just trust.
Yeah. And to slow down with yourself and find yourself before you have to get sick or injured or otherwise that then you're made to do those things.
Yeah, we were just reading something about that, about how when we don't take time to slow down in life, that life will slow us down.
Absolutely. Well, and it's a concept that I learned many years ago. And I often find myself, if I start not feeling good, I actually ask myself, do you need to be sick? Like, does your body need to be sick, or do you just need to slow down and give some attention and care to yourself? And a lot of times I just need to give care and attention. Like if I'm out running and I'm like going on a long run, and I haven't done that for a while, but just the memory of that, and maybe a knee will hurt, start talking to me. And I find that when I pause and I actually touch the knee and I say, hey, just letting you know we're okay, and I'll check in with you in a little bit. What happens is I really, my knee's like, oh, okay, I've been heard, and we can go on for however long. So I think it's just like this right here for me is just permission to do that check-in, to slow down enough to go, how do I feel? How does my mind feel? What's running through it? It can become meditative. Ask my body how it feels. And so I appreciate that you presented it in the way that you did today. Thank you.
I think it's challenging sometimes just to take that time to check in, or I'm learning how to do that with some reminders, and I still think I have pieces that want to judge the downtime, and I'm not doing enough.
Absolutely. It's a real thing.
Yeah. So I don't know what it leads me to ask you.
Yeah,
like what gives you permission? Like what
besides us?
Yeah. No, but how do you work that in your own experience? There's the things that we know. I know that if I look after myself first, I can serve others more. I fill my cup first. I can show up in more effective ways. But sometimes there's an ego in there that's like, but you could do 10 million other things. Like, why aren't you doing them? So, what do you find helpful to give yourself that space?
Yeah, we would love to hear it. And just a huge thank you for joining us today, because we know y'all have lots of other things to do too, and that you share your time and talents and energy with us is amazing. If you are joining us from the Righteous Rebels Facebook group, thank you. If you're joining us from LinkedIn, my personal Facebook page, or YouTube, thank you. And if you're not a part of the Righteous Rebels Facebook group, head on over. Yeah, there is a Righteous Rebels Facebook page. It's ours, but we don't post there. We post to the Facebook group. So head on over, click the join button. We'll let you in because we want your magic inside of our group. We want to hear what you have to say, and the magic that you practice in your own world, adding it to ours and to the Righteous Rebel family. So we also have an art gallery in there, which is where you get to display your artwork, whether it's the artwork you do with us, something you do on your own. Maybe it's making that amazing banana bread, or maybe you played amazing Twister with your kid and there was some art in there, or maybe you made cool designs in the grass or the snow, whatever it is. Yeah. Like a poem, a meal, anything. Put it in there, put it in the art gallery, and let us celebrate you. That's one of the things that we love doing, and that I fully believe in, is celebrating all wins. We call it ka.
Yeah.
Ka. We have, our journals aren't here. We have a journal that we created that has ka moments in it. And so this is me just inviting you to celebrate all wins. And this is one of them, that you took the time to sit down and either paint this or paint something else. I know we just had it right there yesterday. we displayed it for Live and Unscripted, and oh, here we go. This was our first project. This was our first creative project together. It's a year old, and the front of it says, "Unpack the mountains. They were meant to be climbed." And inside of here, there's an actual page where you can. Is that one of them? There's a backpack with stones in it. I call them rocks. I don't know. I find myself saying stones now because Leah says stones. And you can
Rocks
label
are rigid, stones are smooth.
Oh, I think this stuff, me personally, is rigid. It like pokes my back. It pokes my sides.
Yeah.
It tears holes. Anyway,
It's
I can't
near the
find
back.
it. There's a page in there that you can write about the crap that you're carrying around and what you want to release. And this is something we practice often. We're like, all right, turn around. You want me to take that one out of your backpack? Because a lot of times it takes other people to help get that stuff out, because we're not really ready to set the whole thing down yet. Because in some ways it's our comfort. Oh, this one. It's our comfort. And so we practice taking those out and we build foundations. We use those things and we build foundations to better things. So you can order my Revelations journal on Amazon.
Yeah, it's actually on sale on Amazon. So.
It's on sale on Amazon?
It's on sale on
What?
Amazon. So.
It's on sale on Amazon. So head on over and get that. You can also get Leah's book, Living with Dirty Glasses. And also, oh shoot, it just left me. Remember when? Totally kidding. That's a really great book with prompts. I think that's a really beautiful book to use with our parents or our grandparents. It was created with people with Alzheimer's. Absolutely.
Yeah.
With people with Alzheimer's in mind or some kind of dementia. It's just full of all kinds of amazing prompts to write it out and remember it. And what do you have to say about it? Like, it's your book.
It's a way to capture stories before we don't have an opportunity to capture stories. So that book was created because I had a mother-in-law and my grandma is currently moving through the stages of dementia and Alzheimer's. So it was just fascinating to hear their stories and how they came out, and as they're regressing in different parts of their lives, like these stories that you never heard would come out. So it was a way to capture those stories, not only for them, but even for yourself. Like sometimes we're not even sure how to start some of those conversations, and it's just a great way to remember, because it's joyful and it's shared experiences, and or you can not compare, but like I'm going to say share experiences and see how they differed, or what are those common threads through our family history or our friend history. So
I love it. And just the last items of business are, hey, if you're not registered, we also host a trail race on two dormant, the world's largest, by the way, tufted dormant volcanoes over here in Idaho. You can go to spitfireultra.com and register for that. There's a 5K, 12K, 30K, and a 55K. So lots of distances to choose from. Really amazing early season spring race to shake off those winter legs and just get yourself ready for summer races and just be around really cool people. Really, I hear the race directors are really awesome. just saying. Hey, it's okay to toot our horns.
of course,
It's okay to toot our horns.
Doo-doo.
And then also, if you are not registered yet for our August Surviving Life and Leadership River Retreat, highly encourage you to do that. It's $500 to register. We do have a payment that's due on the 1st of February.
which is today.
Which is today. However, if $500 is a thing that gets you in and can hold that space, reach out to us. We can make special arrangements if necessary. We broke it down into a couple of payments. It's a week-long, amazing, life-changing, rearranging, push your edges, find out who you are, come up with content, meet amazing people kind of adventure. And this is your permission to play and to invest in yourself. So if you've got questions, reach out. You can go to therighteousrebels.com to find out more about that and to find episodes of Live and Unscripted.
It'll be all in the menu. Just go to
It's all right there.
therighteousrebels.com.
So with that, thank you. Thanks for being here.
Yep. And remember, don't think of what creativity can do for you. Think of what you can bring to life with your creativity.
Dang, that was good.
Until next time, have an amazing day.